Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all the glory and infinite praise unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Akakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings. We taught the Akim now pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Shalom. All right, this is going to be another day of camp. Prophesy the downfall of this America, which has many call names in the scriptures, such as Babylon the Great, Idumea, Assyria, spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah in Egypt, so on and so forth. But basically, what I'm going to touch on today is Esau will surely drink of their cup. Right, and that cup that I'm talking about, that's all the things that they have done to us, all the things that we have been through. Hey, they're gonna go through it, all right? But double, man, like it's spoken of in Revelation, the 18th chapter, man. All right, we went into slavery, right? We were killed off, you know what I'm saying, by the millions and stuff like that, right? Going through the curses and all that. Hey, Esau, he's gonna go through that, man, but double, right? He's gonna go through it 2 times worse and shit, if not 1,000 times worse, man. All right, because whenever they are enslaved, right, in the kingdom of heaven, hey, man, there ain't gonna be no little pity poop shit, man. Right, it's gonna be some hardcore bondage for 1,000 years, man. Right, they had us in slavery for 400 years, and we're still in slavery technically. You know, to this very same day, man. Right, but they're gonna be in slavery for 1,000 years, building up our kingdom, man. All right, no pay, man. All right, hardcore slavery, getting their ass beat day in and day out, man. All right. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into the scriptures. Go to Revelation 19th chapter. This is gonna be something quick and slight. Right, because I plan on coming back out tomorrow, all right? But, you know, just something quick and slight, all right? Let's go to Revelation, the 19th chapter, all right? Because our job is to speak about prophecy, man, right? And these Edomites going into slavery, right, getting killed off, hey, that's prophecy, man, all right? Revelations 19 to 10, right? Because you got people, they always ask us, so why you always speak about Esau going into slavery? Why y'all speak about these different evils that are going to come upon these nations? Right, because that's prophecy. The Lord commanded us, man, right, to teach those things, man. He is a spirit of prophecy, right, what it's about to say. Revelations 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shah. Worship Yahweh. For the testimony of Yahweh Shah is a spirit of prophecy, man. Right, so that's why we are here constantly prophesying about the downfall of America, Babylon the Great, the so-called white man, right? Because Yahweh Shah is a spirit of prophecy. Right, and these Edomites going into slavery, right, and America being destroyed, hey, that's prophecy, man. Right, and with us being prophets, that's our job is to prophesy, man. All right. So now to go to Ezekiel 35. All right, because all these damn Edomites have been doing is shedding the blood of the children of Israel, man. Right, just look at the things that they done to the Gadites, man, the so-called Native Americans. Killed out about 90 million Native Americans, man. Came over here, took over, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California, right? And how did they get that? Through bloodshed, man. Right? Bring the so-called Negroes over here, right? The Southern Kingdom to the the Americas, right? And killed us off by the millions, man. Right? So it's only right for Esau, for his blood to be shed, man, like it's spoken of in Numbers 35 and 33, which is, I'll go ahead and grab that real quick. Sure. One sec. Numbers 35 and 33. It says, so you shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. For blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him who shed it, man. Right, and America is polluted with the blood of the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. Right, and we still get killed to this day, man. Police brutality. Right, what happened to George Floyd, which I believe that was a setup. Right, but there's been many things that has been happening where the children of Israel's blood been shed, man. Right, like I said, I can look it up. Let's go to how many Native Americans died whenever the conquistadors or whenever the Europeans came over here to, do their thing. How many Native Americans were killed? Let me see. Right, and you got these hypocritical ass Edomites. They like to talk about the Holocaust, 9/11 and stuff like that. But what happened? What about what happened when y'all came over here, slaughtered the Native Americans, right? Took over Issachar's land, right? Enslaved the so-called black people, man. What happened then? Y'all was doing nothing but fucking bloodshed, man. All right? And that's why the Lord got to destroy them, man. Well, I can't find it right now. I did have it saved in my phone, but basically it was 90 billion so-called Native American Indians that were killed over here in the Americas, man. Right? So America is polluted with the blood of the children of Israel, right? And the only way that America can be cleansed is by the blood of him who shed it, who shed that blood, right? Esau Edom, man, right? By the way of the sword, because he is the sword. That's his blessing, man, right? So the only way America is going to be cleansed is by his bloodshed, and the end is going to take place very soon, right? If y'all really think that America could continue on 100 more years, etc., then you out your damn mind, man, right? The Lord ain't give you eyes to see, because America's clearly on its way out, right? And it's only right. America is fucked up. It's too wicked, man, right? It's done nothing but bloodshed. It's the only right for this place to go out, man, all right? So now to go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 35, and I start at 1. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And if I'm not mistaken, Mount Seir, that's the Greek way of saying Esau Edom, basically, if I'm not mistaken, right? But Mount Seir, that's Esau Edom, right? That was their dwelling place, right? You know, you say like Jerusalem is a people before its place. Same thing with Mount Seir. Mount Seir is a people before it's a place, all right? It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against us. So y'all want to answer, or y'all want to ask why we continue to speak about America, we're going to be destroyed and stuff like that, because the Lord commanded us to set our face against Mount Seir and to prophesy against them, man. All right, let's go to Jeremiah 28 and 8, right? Because people think that men of the Lord, prophets are going to come with their feel-good message, man. Right? Back then in the ancient world, people understood when a prophet stepped on the scene that it was going to be something terrible that was supposed to happen to that place, right? And the Lord raised up his prophets in the last days to teach, you know what I'm saying, to prophesy the downfall against America, just like all the ancient prophets did in the ancient world, man. All right? And ultimately, those prophets in the ancient world are reincarnated back on earth today, man. Right? If you can receive it, man. The Lord said the spirit of the prophets are subject unto the prophets, man. Right? So the prophets was prophesying about, you know, war, pestilences, different evils like that. They're going to be doing it, and then, you know what I'm saying, in this modern day time right now. Jeremiah 28 and 8, it says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence, man. Right? So they were prophesying all about that stuff, man. Right? So the real men of the Lord, the real prophets that the Lord set up, they're going to be prophesying about those same exact things, man. Right? And that's how you know who a real man of the Lord is, man. All right, so now let's go back to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 35 and 2, it says, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate, man. Right? And that's what the Lord is going to do to America, Babylon the Great, man. It's going to make it a complete desolate, you know what I'm saying, place, man. It's going to make it a wilderness where desert creatures and stuff like that inhabit, you know what I'm saying, this place, man. Right? Why? Because they shed the children, you know, the children of Israel's blood over here, man. Right? And ultimately because it's just plain out wicked, man. All right? Now to go to Jeremiah, the 49th chapter. And also, because people like to say, well, the Lord, he loved everybody, but the Lord said that he was completely against Mount Seir. Jeremiah 49 and verse 12. Thus said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. Right? And that's talking about us, right? Because it wasn't ultimately, you know what I'm saying, for us to drink of that cup, man. But since we're disobedient ass people, the Lord make us drink of that cup, man. Right? To teach us a lesson. And art thou he that shall gather, so I can altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. For I have sworn by myself, said the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste, man. All right, so Esau Edom is surely going to drink of that cup, man. All right, whatever they did to us is going to happen to them, man. Right? They shed our blood. Right? They put us into slavery. Right? They still got us working to this day. We got to go on a job, work a fucking 9 to 5, 8 to 4, or whatever the case may be. Basically slaving the shit out of us, and we barely still even able to make ends meet, man. Right? So this place gotta go, and ultimately, you're supposed to get paid at the end of the day. You're not supposed to get paid bi-weekly or at the end of the week. You're supposed to get paid at the end of that day, right? But due to Esau Edom being in rulership, he sets up shit his own way, man. All right. But the Lord said that He was gonna make Basra, right, which is another way of saying Edom. He's gonna make it a desolation, right, a wasteland. Right? How's He gonna do that? By having these nations shoot ICBM nuclear missiles over here to this place, man. That's how America, Babylon the Great, is gonna be a desolation, right? It's gonna be a land inhabited no more, man. Right? Ain't nobody gonna come over here, take over this land after America's gonna be destroyed, and none of that shit, man. All right, because it's gonna be a complete desolate place, man. So now let's go to Psalms 49 and 11, right? Because we're here prophesying, letting the people know that America's gonna be destroyed. And you got these proud ass Edomites, of course, they can't see that their kingdom is falling, man. All right, they don't think that it's ever gonna fall. Right? They think they got a lot of power and shit like that, which is y'all do. Right? But that's why the Lord is gonna raise up all these nations to shoot missiles over here, man. Right? Even y'all's allies are gonna shoot missiles over here. All right? This is Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. Right? What's one of the houses? America. They think that this shit's gonna continue forever. And their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their names, man. That's how we know who this is talking about. Because Esau Edom, he's the only one that names different lands after their own, like Washington, named after George Washington, right? I can go on forever and ever, man, right? But the Lord said that their inward thought is that their houses, let me read it over again. It says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their name, right? And that's ultimately what they think. They think that their land, they think America's gonna, stay in power forever and stuff like that. But the Lord said, Yahweh Shah said, when He comes back to the planet Earth, right, on the second coming, He's gonna destroy America, Babylon the Great, man. All right. And let's go to Malachi 1 and 4. All right, because Esau said that we will return and build. What is it? Let me get it real quick. Yeah. Malachi 1 and 4, it says, whereas Edom, right, which is so-called white race, saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness and the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever, man. Right? Indignation goes into hatred, man. The Lord has hatred for the so-called white race, since the beginning of time, man, since Jacob and Esau. All right? But Edom said that they would return and build desolate places. Right? But the Lord said that He will throw down, man. Right? The whole Edomite race, all the lands are going to be destroyed, right? And they're going to be thrown into slavery, man. All right? Now let's go to the book of Obadiah. Right, when you go to the book of Obadiah, it shows you that Esau Edom, after 1,000 years of hardcore bondage, that they're going to be destroyed. All right, they're going to be completely wiped off the face of the earth, man. That's why it says that, basically, our kids are going to be out here, wondering like who was Esau, right? Because there ain't going to be no more of them around and stuff like that. But see, these other nations, they're going to have mercy, right? After 1,000 years of serving us, right? They're going to be able, to go back to their lands, and stuff like that. But Esau ain't going to have no mercy. Right, after that, we're going to use our spiritual power to burn their ass up. We're going to gather them all together and just burn them up, man. And you got to, right? Because they're the wicked. They're going to go and do the same shit that they did, previous to us being in power, man. All right? So this is Obadiah 1, and I'm going to start at 3. The proud of thine heart have deceived thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, right? And Esau Edom, They're the most proud people on the face of the earth, man. Right? Bring up what happened to the Native Americans. They're proud that they did that shit, man. Right? They proud to be wicked, basically. Right? Proud as Americans. Right? I'm proud to be a Texan and shit like that. Right? These American Edomites, they're proud as hell. It says that thou dwellest in the curse of the rock, right? And you hear about the cavemen and shit like that. That was Esau, Edom, right? They're originally dwelling in the clays, right? When you go back to Isaiah the 14th chapter, it talks about Lucifer being cast away 1,000 years or something like that. Right? Why? Because before the Renaissance period, Esau, Edom was dwelling, in caves and stuff like that. Mount Seir, all that, right? The Caucasus Mountains. That's where the term Caucasian came from, right? Because Esau came from the Caucasus Mountains. It says, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right there, prideful people. Who gonna throw me out of power and stuff like that? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So the Lord himself said that he was gonna bring you down. Are you prideful? You don't think you're gonna be taken out of power? Hey, well, you're gonna receive a rude awakening whenever Yahweh shall return back to the planet Earth, right? And he's not gonna return back to the planet Earth as you think he is, man. The Lord said that he would not meet thee as a man. Right? He gonna come back as an angelic force, right? Slaughtering and killing shit, man. Alright? So now to go to the book of Galatians, the 6th chapter, alright? Because the Lord said that you reap what you sow, man. Right? So if you continue to sow wickedness, right? Rape, rob, and murder, what you think is gonna come to you, man? Right? The same thing. Karma, right? You hear about karma and stuff like that. Everybody like to talk about karma. Well, that's what's going to happen to Esau, Edom, right? But you tell, you know what I'm saying, Jacob about what's going to happen to him, and they're like, no, that's not going to happen. The Lord loves everybody. The Lord don't love everybody, man. Go to Romans the 9th chapter. The Lord said, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated, man. All right? Plain and clear. But of course, you know, these bogus Christians, they like to beat around the bush and shit like that. Salaki. Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked. For whosoever a man soweth, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Right? And what has Esau sown throughout the planet earth, right? Nothing but wickedness, man. Rape, rob, murder, so on and so forth, right? The Lord said, that shall he also reap, man. Right? So that's what you're gonna reap. That's what you're gonna get in return, right? You do dirt, you get dirt. Right? You wanna go around, take a piece from the earth, killing people, shit like that. What you think is gonna happen to you, man? Right? When the Lord return back to the planet earth, he gonna do so much killing of the Edomites that it's gonna be ridiculous, man. Right? He gonna drive y'all over there to the land of the so-called Middle East, right, and completely obliterate y'all ass, man. And then we gonna get our chance, man. That's what the Lord said. And I think it's let me see. Salakia, one sec. Yakan. Psalms 58 and 10. It says, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. Right? The righteous is talking about the elect of the nation of Israel. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, man. That's what we're going to be able to do, man. All right, we're going to be able to go around, right, throughout the planet Earth and we receive that spiritual power. And we're going to be able to wash our feet in the blood of the wicked, man. Right? We're going to be stomping you Edomites out. You other nations as well, man. All right? Don't think that y'all cut loose because y'all not. Right? Because y'all motherfuckers help these Edomites take us down, man. Right? And these Hamites, including y'all. Right? When you go back to Psalms 83rd chapter, talking about these other nations, right? And the Lord named the whole list of them, man. All these nations partook in the downfall of us, man. All right? So now let's go back to Ezekiel, the 35th chapter. says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee, man. Right? And how they showed up perpetual hatred towards you black, Hispanics, Native Americans, right? By saying that you aren't the real children of the Lord, man. All right? Because here it is, a lot of these Edomites do know who the real people of the Lord are, right? Especially you elites, man. All right? That's why they flipping out and shit like that. They trying to come down with that New World Order, man. Right? Because they know that the kingdom is falling, right? Because when you go back to Revelation, the 11th chapter, the Lord said that, let me just grab it. Revelation, the 11th chapter. I'm going to start at 8. It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And that's, you know what I'm saying, what America is spiritually called. It's spiritually called Sodom and Gomorrah because of the homosexuality, the bestiality, that do as thou wilt spirit. And spiritually known as Egypt because of the bondage, right? The word Egypt means, you know, bondage, slavery, captivity, right? You look in the back of your dollar bill, you see a pyramid, right? They follow different customs of the Egyptians, right? Shaving your face, so like that, baldness, right? That's the so-called white man to the fullest, man, right? It says, where also our Lord was crucified, man. How was the Lord crucified? Because that was pushing a false image of the Lord, right? Saying that he was something that he wasn't, man, right? Putting up a false image of the Lord, man, right? Whitewashing him and shit like that, right? And it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, right? Talking about the spiritually dead, because we were all spiritually dead at one point in time until Abba Bivens came on the scene, right? Who is John the Baptist in the reincarnation, if you could receive it, man. All right, 3 days and a half, 350 years, man. Right, and that's how much it was from 1619 to 1969, man. That's about 350 years, all right. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves, man. So all these other nations, they know that we're the real people of the Lord. That's why when a so-called black man, he goes over there to like China and stuff like that, they want to take a picture with him, man, because they know who we were, man. All right, and it's like they know who we are, man. Right, and they suffer not, you know what I'm saying, to teach us who we were, man. Or they just let us be like, we continue to call ourselves black. Hey, they let that be that, man. All right, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth, man. And how do they make merry, right? How do they celebrate our downfall, man? Right? You know, by giving gifts to each other and shit like that. All that, man, because they tell you back in Psalms 83rd chapter, they take crafty counsel against us, man. All right? It says, and after 3 days and a half, in the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, right? Talking about the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, right? The knowledge of you waking up to who you are, man. Knowing that you're an Israelite, knowing who Esau Edom is, right? So on and so forth. Knowing what the names of the Lord are, right? Which is Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah. Yahweh is who you call God, right? Which means he is or he exists, right? That's the true name of the Heavenly Father in ancient Paleo Hebrew. And Yahweh Shah is who you call Jesus, ignorantly, man. All right? It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them, right? Which ultimately speaking about the elites, because once they seen Abba Bivens come on the scene, once they seen that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans was waking up to who they truly are, hey, they was scared, right? They was probably drinking us some coffee and shit, right? And they seen brothers popping up teaching, probably spit that shit out. Hey, great fear fell upon them, man. Why? Because it's a sign that Esau Edom is coming out of rulership, man. Because they spent so much money trying to keep us sleeping, shit like that, but it ain't work, man. Right? So they hot right now, man. All right? Ezekiel 35:5, it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel, which they are currently doing to this very same day, by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time of their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh, I prepare thee unto blood, And blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee, all right? So Galatians 6:7, right? You reap what you sow, man, right? You want to continue to shed blood, hey, guess what's going to happen to you, man? It's going to come back to your ass, man, all right? Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passed out, and him returning, man. So the Lord is going to make Mount Seir a desolate place. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, and in thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua, right? So going back to Malachi 1 and 4, the Lord, Esau said that he will return and build desolate places. When the Lord come back, ain't gonna be no more of that shit, man. You ain't gonna be able to come back after 1,000 years of slavery, you know what I'm saying, and build stuff like that. And you got these Edomites, they so prideful. We tell them that we're gonna put their ass in the slave world. You put us in slavery, we're gonna do it to you, man. All this other shit, ain't gonna be none of that, man. All right, we'll put you in the slavery, that's it, done deal. After 1,000 years, that's your ass. You off the planet Earth, man. All right? Now let's go back to go to the Deuteronomy 32nd chapter. A loud ass truck. Deuteronomy 32 and 41, it says, if I wet my glittering sword and mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies and will reward them that hate me, right? Who's the Lord's enemies, right? Right, talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white race, right? And not only them, probably 2/3 of the nation of Israel, right? They're also our enemies, man. But the Lord said that he was going to take vengeance on them, right? I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh. And what are the arrows talking about? Talking about the thermonuclear missiles, man, right? Because they're personified as arrows and stars in the scriptures, all right? And that's that glittering sword, all right? It says, my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, and will render vengeance to his adversaries, and will be merciful unto his land and unto his people. So point blank period, man. That's self-explanatory, man. The Lord said that he was going to revenge his servants, man. Who are his servants? The ones that are on the highways and the byways teaching this gospel, and the ones that are repentant to the best of their ability, right? And doing what's according to their lot, man. Their talents, all right? And that's who the Lord is going to come back and revenge, man. All right? The Lord said in Isaiah the 63rd chapter that the day of vengeance was in his heart. Let me go to that. Isaiah 63:3, it says, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I would tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will slay, and I will stain all my raiment, right? And that's symbolic for the Lord Yahweh Shah coming back to do a whole lot of killing, right? It speaks about his garment dipped in blood in Revelations the 19th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, right? Which is symbolic for him coming back to do a whole lot of killing. Right here it is, you got people talking about the Lord is all love and shit like that, when the scriptures don't speak about that, man. Right? True enough, the Lord, he got love for his people, but the Lord don't love everybody, man. Right? The Lord said that he was going to take vengeance upon his enemies, man. Right? Which is ultimately talking about Esau, Edom, because he is the main enemy, man. Verse 4, here's the point. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, right? Talking about your mind, right? Because your heart, so it's really speaking about your mind. Heart in the Hebrew means, it's la'ah, which means mind, right? The Lord said, for the day of vengeance is in my mind, right? The Lord is thinking about this shit, right? Because the Lord said 1,000 years unto us is a day unto the Lord. So it was literally about 2 to 3 days ago, 2.5, 3 days ago, to Yahweh Shah that he was crucified and persecuted, man. So this shit is still fresh in his mind, right? He's still mad. Right? There's certain shit that'll happen to you in the world where you'll stay mad at this shit for about 2 to 3 days, right? So how much more the Lord? It says, in the year of my redeemed is coming. We at that time where the Lord is coming to redeem his people, man. Right? The Lord, we clearly at the end, man. Shit's breaking loose and stuff like that. Hey, please, Babu Kashab, Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Come back 2021, early 2021, man. Hey, if not 2020, late 2020, man. Please come back, man, because I'm trying to get the fuck up out of here. I'm tired of being, so, you know what I'm saying, under suggestion under the so-called white man, man. I'm tired of this shit. I'm ready to get into the kingdom, man. Right? To live like how we supposed to, man. All right, kings, man. All right. So the day of vengeance, man, is clearly and fresh in the Lord's mind, man. All right. All right, and let's go back to Isaiah, the 63rd chapter. All right, which is we don't. I already got it. That was the point. Let's go to Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34:1. It says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations," speaking about all you heathen nations, not just the so-called white man. White, which he is the main one, right? Because the Lord said he had indignation for him forever, man. All right? But all you heathen nations, man, because y'all all took part in our downfall, man. All right? Matter of fact, let me get this, man, while I'm at it. Let me see. Give me a second. Let me see. 6. This is 1 Ezra 6:33. It says, "The Lord, therefore, whose name is there called upon, utterly destroy every king and nation." Right? Why? That stretches out his hand to hinder and damage that house of the Lord in Jerusalem, man. Right? And when you go back to Psalms 83rd chapter, all you nations partook in the downfall of the Hebrew Israelites, man. Right? So the Lord, hey, man, he has indignation upon all y'all, man. Right? And y'all ain't, trust me, y'all not getting away, man. All right? For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fear upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Right? What's going to be the ultimate slaughter? I'm talking about World War III, right? Because he's going to gather all nations, pursuant to Joel, the 2nd chapter, right over there in the so-called Middle East, man. And he's going to judge them right there, man. Right? This is called Yahweh Shaphat, right? Which means Yahweh's judgment, man. Right? And that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to do. He's going to judge all those heathen nations. Putting the spirit in them to go over there to the so-called Middle East and kill off each other, man. All right, and he's gonna come back in the midst of that war and do some killing as well. It says, "Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood." Right, talking about the the different kingdoms, and the host and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heaven shall be rolled together as a scroll. Why? Because of the thermonuclear missiles. When you see a nuclear missile explode, you see that mushroom cloud pop up, right? It says, "And all their hosts shall fall down, as leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. From our soul